This conference will now be recorded.
All right, Giljas, so welcome to this PowerShell session. So we are going to learn the concept of automating Windows administration using PowerShell. And throughout this training, we will be looking at the beginner and the intermediate level. So when I say beginner, beginner is a person like who are not so much comfortable in terms of the command line interface. They will be doing the job using their graphical user interface, but when it comes to the PowerShell, they have no idea like how to get started, where to get started. Okay, so I'm pretty good in making and helping out the learning for a person who wants to get started with PowerShell, and I can help you to a level wherein you will be independent in terms of writing the scripts on your own and making some kind of automation in your environment. Okay, so
Okay.
moving on. Why is it not working? Okay, so whenever we learn something, we should always learn like who's the mastermind behind it. The person who is the mastermind behind PowerShell, his name is Jeffrey Snower. So he is called as the father of Windows PowerShell. So he is currently working as a Microsoft Technical Fellow in Microsoft. So Microsoft Technical Fellow is one of the prestigious posts. Not many people get it. Very few people in Microsoft get this designation. So he is the PowerShell's chief architect. He is also the architect for the Azure infrastructure and the management group. So Jeffrey Snower started in Microsoft in 1999, and he has a total of 30 years of experience in the industry, out of which 20 years he is currently working in Microsoft. So if you want to go to channel9.msdn.com, you can see his speeches. There are so many events he talks, and probably you can just get to know more about Jeffrey Snower. Okay, next. So first, what is Windows PowerShell? So Windows PowerShell is a native task automation scripting language. Why do I say native? Because you don't have to install anything new to make it happen, to bring a PowerShell, because Windows PowerShell is part of the operating system itself. So if you have Windows 8.1 or you have Windows 7, Windows 10, or Windows 2012 server, Windows 2016 server, Windows 2008, anything you name it, it has its own Windows PowerShell built in. So that's why it is a native language. It is a task automation language. If there is a task that you have been doing it repeatedly back to back, then you can automate it using the PowerShell. So obviously it is, but you can automate it through a script. So that's why it is called as a native task automation scripting language. Next is, it's a command line interface. So obviously everything is a command line. So you don't have anything in terms of GUI. Everything is CLI. Unless until you don't know the command, we cannot get started. That's what we are mainly going to learn in this course, by how to learn the commands and how to talk to PowerShell. So as I told you, that PowerShell was tightly coupled with operating system, which means that if I'm an administrator and if I want to use Windows PowerShell, then I should have an operating system. It could be a client operating system, or it could be a server operating systems. Any operating system I should be having for using the Windows PowerShell. That was the earlier situation. Now, from August 2016, what has happened is like Windows PowerShell has been declared as an open source, which means it is an individual and an independent package now. If you really want to use PowerShell, you can download it and you can use it. You can use it for your non-Windows environment, like your iOS, your Linux, Solaris, etc. Anywhere you can use it. For that, you don't have to buy a license. For that, you don't have to have an Windows operating system. Now, PowerShell is an individual package. Okay, so what is PowerShell? PowerShell is all a .NET framework application. So whatever we do as a front end, on the back end, everything is like all .NET language, .NET command, everything is working on the background. Okay, so Windows
Mm-hmm.
PowerShell is based on the .NET framework. Second, it's a
Mm-hmm.
cross-platform scripting language. Why do I say it's a cross-platform scripting language? Because it can understand your Linux commands also. It can understand what is an ls. Okay, it can understand what is a pwd. Okay, it can understand what is clr scr is an ms-dot command, right? So like that, it can
Right.
understand multiple platforms commandlets in the same console. So that's why it is called as a cross-platform scripting language. So the next is
Mm-hmm.
from version 4.0. The version started from 1.0, 2.03, and then 4, 5, currently 6, and 7 is also on the way. After 4.0, it is built on the .NET Core. So .NET Core is an advanced technology in .NET. So using that, your PowerShell has been built after from 4.0 version of PowerShell.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I have. Now let me. So why don't you share your screen? I'm going to make you as presenter. Share your screen, please. Okay. So now launch PowerShell. You can close this and you can launch PowerShell. Yeah, I could. Is your screen
Okay.
frozen? I don't see any changes.
Oh, really? You don't see?
No.
You can't see anything?
I'm still seeing that Bluetooth and other devices window only.
Oh. I'm sharing actually.
Okay. Have you paused the sharing in any way?
No.
Okay. Can you try sharing now? I think the sharing got stopped. Can you start
Sure.
again?
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. Now I can see your PowerShell window. Okay. So now what you have done is like you have searched for PowerShell and you have opened PowerShell as an administrator, right? That's what you have done.
Right.
Now, now, what is the major roadblock for any administrator who is getting started with PowerShell is that they are pretty good at the GUI, but when it comes to PowerShell, all they see is this blue color screen and they don't know what to do after this. That's a major roadblock for any administrators,
Sorry.
right?
Can you repeat what you said?
No, I said that across the industry, administrators are good at GUI, but when it comes to the PowerShell, they are stuck in this blue color screen and they don't know what to do after that, right? So
Right.
that is the major roadblock for any administrators. Now we are going to take out that fear of say like accessing this PowerShell and doing it. So now
Right.
whatever I tell, whatever this technology, it's all like the human terminology only. So we are going to talk very much close to the way in a real-time way, and we are going to get the answers. So now, what is the first thing we do when you get into a restaurant?
Sorry, what is the first thing we do
When we get into a restaurant,
restaurant? We find a
we are
seating or probably, yeah.
right. So finding a seating, and after you get a seat, we will ask for the menu card,
Menu card, yeah. Yeah.
right? So why do we ask for the menu card? Is like so that we can understand the capability of that particular restaurant, right?
Right.
So here
Yeah.
also
Uh-huh.
now you want to ask for a menu card from the PowerShell so that you can choose what you want to do,
Right.
right? We are going to talk to PowerShell. We are going to ask for a menu card and we are going to first see like how does it look like. Okay, so the
Right.
first thing what we do in PowerShell is like type in get hyphen command. There is no space. Type get hyphen command. No help. Type in command. command. hit enter.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Right? So when you type in get, so did you stop it?
Yes, it stopped.
Okay, you don't have to stop it. So you know what? This is the menu card for you. Why I say this as a
Okay.
menu card? Because like your PowerShell can do these many jobs for you, right? That's the same thing
Mm-hmm.
what your menu card is also showing, right? The restaurant can do
Right.
these many dishes for you. The same way, when you type in get hyphen command, whatever the list you are seeing is what PowerShell is saying, like I can do all these things for you, right? So that's what it
Right.
is saying. So
Okay.
if you see on the left side, it says commandlet. The commandlet is
Yes.
nothing but a command, right? So if you see the structure of a command, it is in a structure of a verb hyphen noun, and there is no space available in any of the command.
Right.
Do you notice that? So now,
Yes.
whatever you are seeing this menu card, this list of command, okay, it differs from version to version and operating system to operating system. Now this is your
Mm-hmm.
Windows 10, right? So if you go to a Windows 2008 server and type in get hyphen command, it will be different. When you go to 2012 server and type get hyphen command, it will be bit different. If you go to
Mm-hmm.
2016, it will be different. Okay, it is the same concept, like you go to a Chinese restaurant, the menu is different. You go to an Indian restaurant, the menu is different. Like that, different version of operating system has different commands, but not like everything is changed, but there are like noticeable changes according to the enhancement done in that operating system. Okay, so that is
Right.
how it is now. And also, any application you name it in Microsoft, it has its own PowerShell list of commands. For example, Active Directory has its own list of commands, Exchange Server has its own list of commands, SQL has its list of commands. Like that,
Right.
you
Mm-hmm.
go anywhere, the concept is all the same. The first thing first, if you want to start your conversation with your PowerShell, the first question you ask is, give me the list of commands, what are all you have. Like that's what has
Right.
happened. That's main thing is like we need to talk to PowerShell, and we need to talk in a language that it understands. That's what we are going to do. That's what we will be doing throughout this course. So now we have asked one question to PowerShell, and we have got an answer from PowerShell. Now what has happened is like the answer is very long. We don't have time to go through each and everything. We are going to ask PowerShell to give it in a shorter form, which means, imagine that we want to do something related to CSV file. Okay, so
Right.
we are going to ask PowerShell to give things only related to CSV. So how you can do is like type in get hyphen help space star I'm sorry, get hyphen command
Get hyphen command
space
space
star CSV star.
start.
No, it's that star symbol asterisk.
Oh, star symbol. Sorry. Star.
Yeah, we are going to do a wildcard search. Star CSV, comma separated value.
Star CSV. Okay.
Star again star.
Okay. Star CSV star. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now
So
do you
this is
see the
get command
the
for CSV.
the list of commands has now become smaller. The list has become smaller. It is easy for us to read now. Okay. So
Right.
I can see
I have
that.
a question, Sheikh. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I have a question. What does this? I see the verb and the noun, all that under commandlet. But what are
Mm-hmm.
the third column? What is the third? Is that the version of the PowerShell we are using? What does that 3.1.0.0 mean?
No, it says that from what version this particular command was introduced.
Oh, okay. So this, for example, the last one, write hyphen warning. was started from 3.1.0.0 version, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And what about the fourth column? It says
Okay.
utility, management, core. What does it mean? Anything or
Okay, so what that says is like it's a module. It is a part of which module? Okay,
which module? Okay.
those things. We'll be seeing all those things. You don't have to worry about it. So it is like a bundle. It is like a bundle, and inside that bundle only all these commands are available. So there are 2-3 bundles available, and within that bundle all these commands are available. So okay, if you're really interested, I can help you out. So type in get hyphen module.
Get hyphen module.
Yes. Okay, so whatever you are seeing that Microsoft.PowerShell.utility is a module,
Mm-hmm.
right? With that module only, these commands are available. So that's what it is showing on the source from where it has got these commands. That's what it is trying to say.
Okay. In the second get command CSV, so
Mhm.
command type is that alias, right? Alias function, so commandlet application. So
Mhm. Right. So again, what it
mhm.
is like it is a different type of command, like type of components available within the module. Okay, so what is an alias is that instead of typing export-csv, you can type epcsv. That is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and
It's
what
an
is the
alias
function?
command. Okay.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
what is the function is also something, it's something different we'll be seeing in our later classes. What is
Okay.
commandlet
Okay. No
is like?
problem.
Commandlet is something like you run it, it's going to run a command, it's going to do a function, it is going to do an operation for you,
Okay.
right? That is what is a commandlet. So we will be, as of now, to get started with, we'll be seeing lots and lots of commandlet, and then we'll be moving to functions, and then we'll be moving as in when there is a requirement. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, understood. So now what is that we are looking is like, now we have started talking to PowerShell. First we asked a main question and we got an answer. Second, we got a very specific question saying get hyphen command star csv star, and then we got a very simplified answer. Now that what do you see over here is called as this command type, name, version, and source. Those things are called the headers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
why we
Mm-hmm.
call it as a headers? Because like those are the places where if you really want PowerShell to go and do something, you can do it.
Okay.
Okay, which means like it's a kind of an address. You just take it as a theory. When we do practical, right, all these theory things will be very much clarified for you. Okay,
Okay.
so those things are called the addresses, and we always tell PowerShell to go to that particular place and do something if required. So but today we will not see that, but today we will see some basic commands like how to talk to PowerShell and get some information out of it. Okay,
Okay.
so now that what is that we have done is we have asked for CSV. Now imagine that my manager has given me a task to do something related to export hyphen csv. Okay, so type in
Mm-hmm.
export so now as in when I searched it, I could see something, there is something called as export hyphen csv. Do
Right.
you see that? Right, so
Yes.
type in export hyphen csv and hit enter. Right, so it is asking me some questions which I don't know the answers for it as of now. Okay, but we have to know like what extra I can learn about it, so that I can understand this particular command completely. Okay, so we will come to that point. So press Ctrl C and stop this.
Okay.
Right, so now I'm going to give you a task. Find out find out all the commands that talks about service. Okay, so the question is find out all the commands that talk about service. No, wait.
Sorry.
So probably you know this, right? But my question is like, not everything you know, but if you have a task, how will you proceed is my understanding, is my question. So you do get hyphen command star service star.
Okay, get hyphen come. Oh, okay, got it.
See, because like tomorrow
Get
you might have to deal with Active Directory, right? You don't, at that place you don't remember all the commands by hearted. So first thing, you should search for it to see what all is available first. Okay,
Okay.
so type star and hit enter. Okay, see, these many things are there which is talking about service. There are bunch of commandlet, get hyphen service, new hyphen service, restart hyphen service, resume hyphen service, set hyphen service, start hyphen service, stop hyphen service. And there are two
Right.
functions which I'm also talking, and there are some bunch of applications. We don't worry about applications, because like these applications are again the GUI. We don't want to use the GUI, so we want to stick to the command line itself. Now
Command line.
whatever you did is correct. Whatever you did saying get hyphen service is correct, and you typed in get hyphen service, and you got the list of services running on this machine, and it also tells you that whether it's running or it's stopped, what's the display name, what's the name, everything you have got it, right? So the same way,
Okay.
can you find out everything that is talking about process?
So same thing, right? So get hyphen command.
Hmm. Okay, hit enter.
Yeah.
Okay, so which command can help me in getting all the list of process on this machine?
Oh,
Right, so the
it is.
command called as get different process will help you in understanding to see the list of process on this machine, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so you know what is an event viewer?
On Windows, yes.
Um,
I don't know much about, but it's on
yeah,
Windows, right?
yeah,
Yes.
it's on Windows.
Me too.
So
Oh, these are the
event,
processes which are running on that, right?
yes, these are the process which are running on your machine now.
So
Okay,
get
so now
services
mhm.
provides all the services which is running on the computer, but get command services shows all the services which are available, right?
No, not really. Which one are you talking about?
No, I'm clarifying myself. Get services provides all the services running on this computer, but get command star services star gives all the options for services, right? The
Okay,
command
so
network.
yeah, the get hyphen command star service star gives you the list of commandlets, list of functions, list of applications that talk about service. It's like
Right.
that, right? So which means like when you typed in just get hyphen command, it's a huge list, right? It goes and checks
Exactly.
only from that list, saying like what is it which is talking about service. Only that it gets you as a result.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. So same way, can you search for any command that talks about event?
Okay.
Okay, so you typed in get hyphen event and there is nothing. And
Nothing.
so is it really nothing? No, right?
No, there
There can
is it even?
no, it's event log.
Oh, event
And
log. Okay.
understand that you cannot type anything which is not from the list. It has to be there. Okay, so you type in get-event log and hit enter. Okay, so it is asking for the log name, right? So hold on, don't do anything. Now what I want is like, I want you to open event viewer on your Windows.
Okay.
And I think that is not shared. So anyways, I can't see that, but that's okay. You can,
Okay, give me a second.
can
Event viewer. How can I share my whole screen?
so when you share, it
Can
will
you
ask
see now?
you.
It says
No,
move
I
this
can.
window away from the shared.
You know what? Stop sharing and start sharing again, and this time share the whole screen.
Is event viewer like, okay, got it. Can you see now?
No, is it shared? I don't see it. Have you shared it?
Yes. Can you see now? I'm sharing it actually.
Okay, but I don't see anything.
No?
No, I can't see anything.
Why is it? Huh.
So when you share, it will ask you whether you want to share the whole screen or not. You can choose whole screen.
Now can you see?
Yeah, now I can see it.
Okay.
Okay, so now
This is my event viewer.
yeah, you're an event viewer, right? So now tell me something. When you opened the event viewer, do you see all the logs? When you just opened the event viewer, do you see the logs or not?
No, I just see the main custom views, Windows log, application and service.
Right?
Yes,
So this
that's
means
it.
unless and until you don't go to your Windows logs and expand and then click on any of the logs, you don't really see the logs, right?
Right.
So click on application. Right, so now only you are able to see the logs. The same thing is being asked by PowerShell. Okay, whatever you are doing it on your GUI, just try to replicate it on your command line interface, because when you typed in get-event log, can you move this event viewer screen to your right? Okay,
Yes.
when you typed in get-event log, what it did, it opened the window for you. Second question, it is asking you that what is the log name, because unless and until you don't go expand the log name, you cannot see the logs really. So that's why it is asking you, you tell me what is the log name that you want to see. So now here on the log name, if you supply application, it will show you all the application logs.
Oh, okay.
Come to your PowerShell. On your PowerShell, wherever it is asking for the log name, type in application. No. It's not
Sorry, what did you
applications.
say? Oh, it's
Not
application.
applications, it's application. So press Control C and stop it.
Yes, it's application. Okay, got it.
Right now, when you learn,
So when I typed event log, so it wanted me to type what log I wanted, whether is it application, security, setup, or system, right? So that's what it is.
yes, that's what we are
Yeah,
doing.
sorry.
Yes. Right. So again, whenever you learn, right, because we are good at GUI. So when you want to learn the command line interface, we should always do a comparative study and we have to learn it. That makes the life easier. So now it's a mere GUI concept. It's a two-step process. One step to open the event viewer is get hyphen event log. Second step to open the log container is the hyphen log name. Right? That's what we did. Now if you ask me a question that how do I know that which are all the things which are compulsory, because when you
Right,
ran get a service, it didn't ask you anything, it directly gave you the list of service. When you gave
right,
get a process, it directly gave you the result, it didn't even ask you a question. But when you did get a an event log, it asked you a question. So if you
right,
say that how do I know that probably which one is going to ask me a question, which one is not going to ask me a question. Okay, if that
right.
is the question, so the answer is type in get hyphen help space get hyphen event log. Okay, what is it asking is that do you want to run update hyphen help? Okay, what is update hyphen help is like, there is a very, like, I mean, there is an internal beautiful repository available within PowerShell itself. Okay, and that needs to be updated from time to time. When you say yes, what it is going to do is that it is going to connect to the Microsoft servers over the internet, and it is going to get you the latest and the updated help repository to your computer. So press Y and hit enter.
So is it compatible to whatever version of OS I'm running? Is it usually?
Yes, it is definitely compatible. Okay, and also one more thing, this will work only if you are logged in as an administrator. Normal users does not have this access. So generally what I do is like I ask people to log in as normal administrators and try this. It will fail out and then we try with administrators. But now you are logged in as
Oh,
administrator. Yeah, that's a heads up for you that this update hyphen help will work only with administrator privileges.
okay,
Okay. So what is it doing is like it is downloading the help to your machine, and it's a one-time process. So in case later, as you said, like you are traveling, right? So
uh-huh.
even when you are traveling also, if you want to use PowerShell and if you want to see the help of it, you can see it without going into the internet, without the requirement
Oh,
of
without
internet.
going.
Yeah, if you want to learn about a command, you can learn it. If you want to see the examples of a command, you can see it. Okay, so that is the beauty of this updating the help. Okay,
Okay.
so now see that you got the result now. Okay, what is the result looking like? Any idea? Have you seen this somewhere, some on over the internet?
For any command, right, it usually gives the name, the synopsis, the syntax.
Right, which means what I'm trying to ask is like, does that resemble the same thing like what you see over the internet for a TechNet article, or the
Exactly, yes.
docs.microsoft.com, right? So what is the main thing over here is like, if you have a requirement, if you have a requirement in PowerShell, you should not directly jump into internet for anything and everything. You should first see what is the help available for you within PowerShell. Because
Hmm.
why this is not recommended, because like over the internet there are so many websites, so many third party persons who are updating that might be a wrong information for you. But when you get the information from the manufacturer, it will be the right information, and that right information is directly available within your PowerShell itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So this is the help of the command called as get-event log. So every command has this kind of categorization. It has name, it has synopsis, it has syntax, it has description, it has the related links, and it has the remarks over. So you can use the remarks, and if you really want to see only the examples, you can see the examples. If you don't see the complete detailed one, you can use it. You can use full, you can use online also. Okay, so now
Okay.
we are going to
So
go
get
through.
help and get event log. Okay. And
Yes,
examples. Actually, we can see examples. Okay.
yeah, we will see the examples, but before we see the example, so now why we came here is like we wanted to understand what are all the mandatory parameters. Okay, which means whatever you see within the syntax. Okay,
Right.
whatever you see within the syntax is the boundary of that particular command. When I say boundary, which means like your command can do only this much. It cannot do anything extra apart from this.
Right.
Okay, which means it is the maximum capability of this particular command. Okay, so I will explain you when we do the practical things, right? For theoretically, I'm saying like when you see syntax, when you have a doubt that does this command do this or not, so the answer is always available on the syntax portion of your help. Okay, so when
Okay.
I every time I ask you to check if it is doing, if this is possible or not, the first thing you should check is the syntax portion of your help. Okay, next,
Okay.
the description is also a pretty simple English. Now on your syntax, you tell me, uh, do you see any difference between the way how your log name is written and how your instance ID is written? So you see something
Oh
called as
yes.
hyphen
Yeah.
log.
Log name. Yeah. Double arrow. Double square bracket for instance
Yes.
ID. And the
Yeah.
log name is single.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Perfect. That's it. That is what it is denoting, that it is a mandatory one. Okay, whatever you see with a hyphen is called as a parameters, and whatever you see which is not completely enclosed with a square bracket is called as a mandatory parameter, which means
So.
without that
Mhm.
parameter your command will not move on.
So for example, log name is mandatory, right?
Yes.
And instance ID is also mandatory.
Not really. See that
So so
the
uh,
instance
so
has two square brackets, but log name has only one square bracket, so that is the difference.
so square bracket means it's mandatory. So double square it cannot be. I mean, it can be. You can bypass
It's
that.
optional. It's an optional, yes. So,
It's optional.
if it is not enclosed with a square bracket, which means it's a mandatory. If it is totally enclosed with a square bracket, it's an optional parameter.
Can you repeat?
If it is not enclosed with a double square bracket, it is a mandatory parameter. If it is enclosed with the square bracket, it's an optional parameter.
Okay. So for example, log name is enclosed with square bracket.
No, you don't take it as log name. You take it as log name and the string. So what is this? Hyphen log name is the parameter name, and the string is the parameter type, which means what kind of it can what kind of input it can accept. That is what it is
Oh, okay.
saying, right? If
Right.
you
Okay.
notice,
Okay.
there is
Mm-hmm.
right now. Do you see the difference between the instance ID and the log name? Right. So the instance ID integer 64 is altogether enclosed with a square bracket,
Right.
but
Right. Right.
your hyphen log name is not enclosed with a square bracket altogether. I'm saying.
Right. Right. Okay. So you're saying
Okay.
so that is mandatory, right? Within
Yes.
so the log name is definitely mandatory.
Yes. Log name is mandatory. So when you are when you are doing something, so we got to do it in this way, so that first we learn through the syntax. We first learn and understand like what this command can really do, and then will we implement it. Now that we have learned something called as hyphen log name, and it accepts a string, we are going to do that on a single liner itself. Okay, so type
Okay.
in
Okay.
get hyphen event log space hyphen log name space application. So that what we are doing is like we don't wait for PowerShell to ask us a question. Instead, we supply it at the time of running the command itself. Right?
Okay.
Hit enter
Okay.
and stop it and stop it. Hit enter and then stop it by pressing Control C. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me give you a task. The task is that now when you typed in get hyphen event log hyphen log name application, the result is all flying. Right? So what is my
Right.
requirement is that I want to see only the latest 10 logs.
Oh, latest logs. Okay.
Latest 10 logs. Okay, the answer is available on the syntax of get hyphen event log.
Can I go up and look it up?
Oh, you can type in get hyphen help get hyphen event log again.
Yeah.
Hit enter. Yeah. So the answer is available on the syntax of get hyphen event log, which can help us to find the latest 10 logs.
Is this the newest one?
You got it?
Mine
So
hyphen newest.
yes, use it. So how will you use it?
Get hyphen event log hyphen log name
Mm-hmm.
hyphen log name application
Okay,
and
very good.
then hyphen newest. I don't know after that.
So
It
my
takes
question is
string
like,
32.
I want the 10 logs, right?
Oh, minus newest 10.
That's it. You got it. Write it
That's
down.
it. Okay.
Right? Did we get the answer?
Right. Yes, I see 10.
Okay. Yeah. So you know what? That's how we always do it. Okay. So now I told you that everything you see at the top is called as a header, right? For example,
Right.
here there is a header called as index, there is a header called as time, there is a header called as source, there is a header called as entry type, and there is a header called as instance ID. Now, what is that we are going to do is that I want uh, I want all the error entry type. Okay, so
Okay,
now,
error entry type.
so entry type is something like what kind of log it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to tell PowerShell to go to that particular header and look up for anything which is talking called as error.
Okay.
So how can you do it is like, first you have to check if there is something called as entry type in your syntax.
Right. Entry type in my syntax. Yes.
Is it there?
Okay. Give me a second. What? Okay. Entry type error.
Okay, so you see something called as hyphen entry type.
Yes. Yes. Error information. Yes. So which
Right?
column should I be looking at for entry type? That was my question.
Okay, can you scroll up? Do you see a column called as entry type, column header called as entry type?
Oh yes, here. Okay.
Right, so
Okay.
that is the one which is having the information, whether it's an information or a warning or an error or whatever is the type of it. That is what is having information, right? So now
Right.
we have to tell PowerShell to go to that particular header and then look up for something what we want. Correct?
Okay.
That's what we are
Correct.
going to do. So now you do the same. The concept is all the same. You type in get hyphen event log and then you open the log name application. Okay, now
Application
okay, and you say hyphen entry type,
entry type
and what is the expected entry type we are looking for?
error.
Yes, type in that. Hit enter.
Okay.
Okay, so stop it.
Can I add newest 10?
Yes, I'm gonna ask that. I want only the latest 10 error events. So same concept, just write with that additional one, you add the entry type. No, watch out for the spelling. All right.
Can this be switched after application? Can I do entry type error and newest 10, or should it be in the same order?
No, there is no order. You can swap it like anything. It will work as expected.
Oh really? Okay.
Okay, so try to bring that hyphen log name application to the end, or just try to swap it here and there. If there is a typo, please check it out.
Yes. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Okay.
It doesn't matter as far as the command knows that parameter, it can take it in any order. You don't really have to worry about it. Okay,
Right.
so
Mm-hmm.
now do one thing. If I type in error instead of typing error, if I type ERR and then star, will it work? Doing a wildcard thing. So ERR star. Do you think this will work?
Wildcard. It's not working.
But technically it should work,
No,
right?
but you have to put a slash, right? Star, it is thinking, it is taking the value, the literal value of star. So probably we have to put a backslash and say that, take it as a wildcard.
No, not really. It will take it as a wildcard only, but why it does not accept is like we have to read the error message. See, cannot validate the argument on parameter entry type. The argument ERR star does not belong to the set error information
Okay.
audit warning, which means if you can you scroll up to the syntax of it? If you see
Right.
the hyphen entry type, it is separated by this line and it says like it can accept only this, even though
Right.
you give it
Error
as the,
or information.
yeah,
Right.
only the places where you have the parameter type as string. For example, you have log name string, you have computer name string, you have the message string. Only at those places your wildcard will work.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay?
Instead of
So
putting application, I can put app star. It will work, but not for the
it
entry type.
correct. Why don't you try it? Let's see.
Oh no.
Can you correct the error?
Yes.
Okay, what is this? Okay, you know what? This has
This.
taken from a different place,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah. The whole
it has
thing
it
changed actually. Should have.
yeah. So it has completely gone to a different place, which is satisfying something called as application. So it is, you know what, log name is always recommended to be provided as a complete name, but understanding is like your star will work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now let me ask you something. Type in get-service and hit enter. And also Girija, so please do let me know whenever you want to stop it so that I keep
Actually,
on
yeah, we
talking.
will stop in 5 minutes because yes, this is good. I don't think I can go more than this.
Understood. Yeah, so whenever you want to stop it, just please keep me, because I just keep on talking and I keep on moving on.
And it
It
works
should,
the same way with you too. So feel free to.
yeah, sure, I will. Okay, fine. So one quick question for you is that, okay, you know what, why it didn't work?
Yeah, because I did not stick to the syntax, right?
Yes, there is. If you read the error message, what is the error message saying?
Parameter cannot be found that matches the new S, so it has to be capital N, right?
No.
No.
Because okay, do one thing. Type in get-help and get-service. Get-help space get-service. And look into the syntax and tell me, do you see something called as hyphen newest?
Oh, it's not there.
That's what I've been telling you, that your syntax is your boundary. You can type
Right.
one things which are over here. Okay, so that newest is the thing which your GetF and event log can understand, but your GetF and service does not understand that because there is no parameter like that.
Right. Right.
So, okay, let me ask you the question. So type in GetF and service and hit enter. Now, what I want is like, I want the service which is starting with Xbox.
Okay.
Do you see the list of service that is starting with Xbox? So how can you do it? So first see that which header contains it.
So it's the display name.
Okay, now we have to tell PowerShell to go to this header called as display name and then search for something which is starting with Xbox. Okay, so see the help and understand what we need to do.
So display name string. So I can do get service
Mm-hmm.
and then minus
Hyphen.
this. Yeah, I did hyphen. Display name. Thing is Xbox.
Xbox. I said starting with Xbox, right? So it will be Xbox star.
Okay.
Getting the point?
Yes.
Okay. So the
So
same
we have
way,
5 of them.
yeah.
So for any help, for any commandlet, it is get hyphen help, get hyphen whatever the commandlet, right?
Yes,
Will
yes.
give me
That
the syntax of any commandlet,
yes,
right?
yes. Again, this is same for any commandlet in any application and in any operating system. You can
Okay.
use it for you can use it anywhere across PowerShell, any version, anywhere, any application, any operating, anywhere you can use it. Concept is all the same.
Okay.
Okay,
Always the
so
same.
the same way, can you find out all the service display name that contains the word audio? So when I say contains the word means it can be at the beginning, at the middle, or at the end. Anywhere it can be. So you will type in star audio star,
Yeah. Right.
right? Are you getting the point? Saying like
Yes.
how you can tell PowerShell to go to a particular place and then look up for something, right? So
Right.
now the same way, can you search for any name? You have the header called as name, right?
Right.
Called WinRM.
Oh, winner.
WinRM. So same thing. Instead of hyphen display name, you have to type in hyphen name.
Hyphen name. Okay. Sorry, I have to look it up. So you said to get the name, right?
Yes.
So this one.
Mm-hmm. Now
So
on your syntax, what you should be looking at?
display name. So this is the column name we want, right? Name. So can
Yes,
I do minus name? But I did not see that in the syntax, so that's why I'm confused.
but I'm seeing it.
Is the computer name the name actually?
No, look into the third one. Third
Include?
line get hyphen service.
Oh, correct. Okay. Yes. Get
Okay.
service hyphen. Okay. And what is the string you said? WinRM.
WinRM, yes.
Okay.
Right. So getting the point what we are doing.
Yes.
Okay. So just one last task.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So type in get hyphen process. Hit enter. So what I want is like I want all the process uh, that is having VM, all the process name that starts with the word VM.
Starts with VM, is it?
VM, yes. Okay. But you typed in
Right.
name, but the header is process name.
But the header is process name, is it? Okay. Sorry. Can you repeat your question?
So see, whatever you did is correct. Okay, but
So it
technically
is the
speaking,
process name. It's not.
uh,
Uh-huh.
but the same process name, though it is showing as process name, internally it is the name. So whatever you did is correct.
Oh,
It is always a good practice that you look into the syntax and then do it instead of looking at the headers. So whatever you did is correct,
right.
and yeah,
Mhm.
so that is what I expected, and you did it the
But
right way.
can I also say process? No, it has to be name itself, right? The syntax.
Okay,
Okay.
you try that. You try that and see what happens. It will work for a reason.
Yeah, it works.
Because why? Because the name and the process name are allies of each other.
Alias. Okay. Hmm.
So that is the way it works, right? So yeah, let's wind up and tell me, is this okay? Is it okay the way it is going?
Yes. No, it's going well. I will. Yeah, I have to just get used to. I never extensively used PowerShell, so this is a good. I would randomly find the command let and run something. So this is good. How to find even for the new projects if I'm doing something new. This is a
Mhm.
good way to look at the help, right? And also
Right.
learn to use the syntax. How can I look at the syntax and how can I use it in my situation? So I guess